turnovers, 18 points off turnovers. I think you guys had 8 steals. Did that set the tone for?
For sure. The defensive activity, and I think it was the most connected we've been. The most communication, I think, that we heard from the bench. Just guys navigating action, screens, things that were happening on the court that really, it has to take those 5 guys on the court to figure out. And I thought tonight they were absolutely tremendous.
This first 3-game winning streak since March of last year, what do you think's been the common theme in this span right now with the 3 wins? That you guys are moving the ball well, getting efficient shots. Is there a common theme?
I think just what you said. I mean, the defense and then moving the ball and playing together, but the consistency of it is probably 3 of our best stretches of playing, as consistent as we can for the more of the 48 than, the other team or what we're trying to do. And I think that's where the guys get the credit for that. It's tough. The NBA game's long, and to be able to string together consistency among 48 minutes is the standard that we're just in ever pursuit of, and I think they've done a really good job recently of executing that.
You mentioned before the game that, you no matter what point of the season who's out, they're going to be held to a certain standard. They're certainly doing that even without Wendy and Fox.
Yeah, I mean, it's this league doesn't care who's in the lineup or who's available or what the record is, and I think we have some guys that are impacting winning or learning what it takes to impact winning. And again, that will be valuable from now until forever. So as long as we can bottle that up, grow in that regard, and be more consistent with it, good things will come with that.
Coach, Bismarck beyond ball almost he had almost a double today. But in terms of the locker room of the voice of a veteran, what is the value that a guy like that brings, especially like in a season with so much adversity?
There's no way to get experience without experience, right? So we have a lot of guys on our team that are looking to take the next step in their individual careers and as a team, and they have not been to the playoffs. They're part of late season winning, competing for seeding or whatnot. Or they're learning how to play the right way when there hasn't been as much success. And someone like Bismack is an adult and just knows what it takes and how to approach every single day. And so he, along with Harrison and Chris, have been invaluable in that regard.
Another good night from Devin.
Yeah, it's funny. We went through that stretch where there were a lot of alarms and concerns that maybe he had lost his powers, and now he's making shot after shot, but he's also impacting winning and doing a lot of the things that don't show up on the box score, and shifting on defense, tipping rebounds out, deflections. His rotations have been sharp. His closeouts have been more consistent. It's really fun to see these guys improve and to be able to get rewarded with it at times. And he's the guy right now who's getting a little bit of all of it, and he deserves it.
Back to that first quarter, I think Blake had 2 of those steals, so he just continues to make that defensive impact.
Yeah, the guys off the bench have really bought into it. Like Keldon couldn't make a shot tonight, and he was terrific. And I think when you have individuals in a collective group buy into that type of basketball, everybody feels like they're participating. Everybody wants to make the shot. But when you have that type of team success and that type of connectivity, even when you don't make the shots, you feel like you're participating and adding to the group, and it's a really fun thing to be a part of.
Good. Thanks, Mitch.